Chase, you've been in a few things since Gossip Girl ended, but the one that's really popped in a big way is The Boys, the Amazon show that you do, of course, which is sort of an irreverent take on superheroes and what happens when they abuse their superpowers. You play the Deep, who possesses this ability to communicate with fish, and of course he can breathe underwater, and you really seem to be having a good time with it.
I'm having more fun than probably anything I've ever worked on.
Wow.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, getting to do some comedy.
Sure.
Some of it's obviously pretty dark, but it runs the spectrum. And I guess it's fun to play a guy who's in the gray area.
Right.
He's not really black or white.
Sure.
Can't really be put in a box. It's kind of a weird storyline. I find it interesting. So yeah.
One of my favorite bits with your character on that show is the one where you break a dolphin out of ocean land. And one has to say here that you're the ambassador. The Deep is the ambassador for ocean land. And
Yes.
he escapes with this dolphin because he's this sensitive guy who cares for the fish, and he wants to put it back into the ocean.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say what happens next, except that it's very, very dark.
Didn't go the way he wanted it to.
No,
Yeah,
but it's also very funny in that dark sort of way. That's the tone that that the show is really.
It's a
isn't
weird
it?
tone. I was a little worried about that scene if it was like, is it going to be funny? Is it people going to be angry, about it? But it turned out to be one of the kind of, funnier scenes of the series, which was fun. And it's also weird shooting that scene in like basically a big warehouse with the cars just parked.
Right.
And you got two guys kind of moving the van, and they had like an animatronic dolphin, Two guys are pumping it, so I'm, just kind of sitting there trying to act, stationary with this hilarious moving dolphin. It was pretty surreal. Yeah.
Is that the kind of superhero show or superhero material that really appealed to you? That you'd want to be a part of?
Yeah, I mean that kind of material appeals to me.
Right.
To me in general. Like I love the Marvel movies, but
Yeah.
you can only sort of skin the cat, so many ways,
Right.
narrative-wise, where they kind of, we know it's so predictable. And not in a bad way.
Sure.
I still love those movies, but to
Didn't they ask you to come in and test for Captain America many years ago?
I did get a screen test for Captain America. Yeah, before I knew they were all going to be really big, but I was locked into Gossip Girl, and we
Right.
were doing nine months. A year, and that was just never feasible. But I did. That was. I always forgot about that. But no, but this was more fun in the fact we're kind of poking fun at it. We're kind of flipping it on its head, and we get to kind of do weirder, more bizarre, funnier, darker stuff. And,
Right.
Homelander's insane, and
Yeah.
it's a great show.
I love that he's really sensitive, and I love that he goes down and talks to the lobsters because they're his only friends.
Yeah.
I think I'm really fun.
And
with
there's more weirdness in season 2. We just wrapped up, so
Okay.
yeah, it's gonna be good.
Gossip Girl, Nate Archibald was this sort of iconic character. That's a show that really put you on the map. It was the big breakout show. You were in your early 20s when that show came out, when you made that show.
Yeah.
What's it like getting that kind of attention when you're so young? The world's really watching you. That show became so big.
Yeah, it was pretty wild, to say the least. And that was before, social media.
Right.
The first iPhone had just come out in 2007, right?
Right,
So
right.
imagine that. Like, that's how long it's been. But yeah, no, I was so young. We didn't really fully grasp it. We might not even really fully grasp it until after it ended. I mean, but it was fun. We were in New York in our 20s, New York City.
Yeah.
We kind of had the keys
Not
to
a
the
bad
city,
life, yeah.
and it wasn't a bad deal. We had a lot of fun. Yeah.
Did it change your life? Would you go as far as to say that it changed your life, that show?
Yeah, absolutely, because I wasn't even sure if I wanted to do acting. I was doing it more as a hobby. I was going to college, and I took some time off, and I just didn't know what I wanted to do, so that definitely put me on a path of like, okay, you're locked into this for a while.
Right.
So, it was good and bad. It's a double-edged sword doing a show like that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you kind of, it's.
I was going to ask, did it typecast you? Do you feel like it?
A little bit, yeah.
The pretty boy.
Exactly. Yeah. No, you can get put in a box a little bit, so it's good and bad. And for a while there, I think, a lot of the uphill battle was chipping away at that perception, right? And trying to like get casting directors on your side for certain things. And
Right.
I mean, to be honest, it's been a fun challenge, but to do, and then the streaming kind of boom happened, right?
Of
With
course.
all these amazing new platforms and ways to tell stories in like an 8-episode frame and get to do crazy material, obviously, like The Boys. So that was a really fun switch up for me and a good opportunity.
You know, finally, HBO Max has just announced that they're going to do a reboot of Gossip Girl, and you've said that if they came to you with an offer to do a cameo, you'd be happy to. So my only question is, if it was up to you, what's the direction that you think the reboot would take or should take? I mean, what's the change you'd like to see when they do the new one?
Well, you know, there's been so many updates to like the teen drama, right? And think about it. I mean, like you watch Euphoria. I mean, it's crazy, you know. So and it's amazing. I watched the whole thing. I mean, you probably want to move in that direction with it, obviously not copying anything there because it was very stylized, but like it's just a different world. And I know Josh and Stephanie Schwartz and Savage, who are amazing. They're incredible. I'm sure they're going to give a fresh take to it. And there's a lot there, you know. There's a lot there to like update and move around, and you can be, you know, a little racier with things, and get away with more, and narrative wise. So that's cool.
Well, we're waiting for The Boys season 2. Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man.